Your collective reading for the week ahead. This is also a timeless message, so when you see this is right for you, but this is going from the 3rd to the 10th of August 2021. Can also manifest outside these days, give or take. So let's have a look at what's going on. There are some funky ass energies happening. I'm curious. So bottom of the deck, full energy. Now this is just taking that leap of faith. I feel like the underlying energy here is that you are taking a leap of faith. Like you're not playing anymore. You're actually like looking at ways you can take a chance on yourself. And this is so empowering. I love that. Like I said, the Fool in its own is usually that energy of like, take a chance, believe in yourself, new beginnings. But this, I feel like a lot of you have already taken a chance towards something, or you've started something new. It's still that new beginning. It's still that uncertainty, but you're kind of trying to trust it. So, good on you overall. But let's see what the cards have to say. Interesting. Okay. First card out we have is the 5 of Wands. So I feel like a lot of us, I'm hearing like it's a mental battle. I feel like a lot of us have taken a step towards something, but I'm picking up the energy that you're trying to piece it together real quick to get to the end goal. It's almost like you're afraid of like things taking too long, of things not working out, if it's the right move for you. Like there's a lot of uncertainty here. So it's like you've taken an idea or you've been inspired by something. You're like, right, I'm doing this. But you're like, quick, let's piece it together as quickly as possible because I want to see what the outcome is. Okay, now followed up with the 7 of Pens. This is about patience. So this is kind of saying like you've planted these seeds, and I'm hearing a while ago. So these are seeds you've planted, maybe not even recently, but this could have been something. I'm hearing 6. So for some of you, it could have been 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, 6 days ago. But yeah, I feel as though, around about that 6 months for a lot of you. You planted seeds. I feel like this might have been something you've even forgot about. And you just, again, you're in that mental battle of like, well, I don't know what it looks like, so it mustn't be real for me. But there's just a lot of anxiety and a lot of sort of not disconnect, but battling to try and figure it all out, to try and get it to happen. So the thing is with the universe, like you planted the seeds, they're like, just be patient, it's growing. And you're like, no, but I want to get to the goal. But then we're not building on anything solid. It's messy. It creates anxiety. It creates just there. And, that's what it's sort of bringing it back to. Like there's this energy of it's actually growing, and maybe you've started to see it sprout. They're showing me like the little sprouts when you plant the seedlings, and it's like when you plant a vegetable or something, you see the little sprouts, you're like, oh my god, it's growing. But for whatever reason, those sprouts seem to be the longest part to grow. It's like, but it's sprouted, it should be growing, like come on, like I want to get there. And now it's just like all the anxiety is coming with it. So Spirit's just kind of like, look, you took a chance on something, you've planted the seeds, it is growing. And you should be proud of that. But instead, you're too busy fighting and trying to figure it all out and getting caught up in your head. You might even be projecting onto others, just being like, get out of my space. And it's almost as if like the delay of this sprout is causing you to feel as though this was just a missed opportunity. Like it's almost like you fought so hard for it. You saw a tiny little bit of sprout and you were just like, okay, it's here, it's happening. And it just feels like it's taken so long that you're like, you know what? It's clearly just not for me. You're getting a bit caught up in the past. You're getting a bit caught up in thinking the universe isn't listening to you. You're getting a bit caught up in the energies of everything else and just being like, maybe this is just it for me. And again, this is relevant to you for what you've been manifesting, what you've wanted to create in your life. It could be, as always, it's a pretty well the stock standard things: new job, more money, relationship, a home, business opportunity, anything like that. It's just, there's been a lot of scramble to try and get this. You're just like, you know what, I'm pretty done here. Like, I've tried. The universe has sort of given me a little bit, but not a lot. And now I just think that, what's the point? I'm getting a real defeated energy here, guys. And I want to just say, pep up, it's okay. But honestly, you've got to go through and feel what you need to feel around this as well. It's okay to feel like things aren't working out or things aren't happening for you, but it's always important to remember not to get stuck in that victim mentality. But I'm hearing it's still growing, and it's actually growing right in front of you. But again, you're too focused over here at trying to get to the end goal, and you're missing the beauty of it actually unfolding in front of you. So instead, your attention is going to like, well, whatever, it just wasn't for me. But I feel like it's going to actually like take off for you this week, this month. I'm hearing 4. So for some of you, it could be the next 4 weeks. I'm just trying to get it. I'm just getting a few messages here, guys. I'm getting when you least expect it. You never saw it coming. We had to take you away from it. So I feel like what they're trying to say there is like, we had to deter you from it because you were too hyper focused on getting it happening. So they've kind of delayed it or created other things so that you're just like, this is just too much, this is just too hard. So now that your attention's diverted, they can bring it back to life. Okay, so like I said, I feel like for some of you, this is about 6 months ago. I feel like it's something you were extremely passionate about. You just, everything about it just sounded great, and you thought, right, putting things in place, taking the actions. I did it. I've been patient. I saw it sprout a little bit, and it's almost like it stalled. So that just goes to show it's not for me. So again, let's try and shift out of this victim energy, but it is also okay to feel into mixed emotions that you may have. But I am hearing that while your attention was diverted, you didn't see this coming. So just be open. And that's again this Fool energy. It's just saying, just be open to what's unfolding around you. You've been taking the steps. You've been doing the things. You've seen a little bit of movement and you're like, oh, well, is that it? Maybe I'll just go a completely different direction. And now that you've considered that, it's almost like things are going to start showing up again around that. So you needed to detour so that Spirit could kind of bring it back into play. Okay, that's what they're telling me here. It's not that they didn't want to give it to you. It's not that it's not accessible for you. It's not that it's not achievable. It doesn't mean you're unworthy or unlovable or undeserving, but you got so hyper focused. You were just racing for that finish line, and it's almost like you got that little bit of sprout and you were just like, this isn't enough. This is too much work. I can't be bothered. I'm exhausted. And then that's when Spirit goes, here you go. So whatever it is, guys, that you've been waiting on, just trying to get a outcome here. What is this? What is this? Just feel like there might be another, like I said, Spirit doesn't always give away a lot. I've had very silent, radio silence going on. Usually that means there's lots going on behind the scenes, so I may not get an answer to this. Okay, I've got the Ace of Swords, and I'm just hearing you'll know what to do. Ace is also new beginnings. It's also clarity. So I feel like something's coming in for you, and you're just going to know. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's that business idea I started 6 months ago that never went anywhere. Or, oh, yeah, that's like that person I was talking to but didn't think anything of it, who just asked me on a date. Or it's just time. That's what I'm hearing. It's just time. It's time to receive. When there's a lot of change in the air, that can stir up the emotions. So it is easy to just go, I cannot deal. But just know that, yeah, I'm just hearing you'll be fine. It's coming, but don't hyper focus. And the reason that I'm only getting very blasé kind of messages is because if I come in and tell you exactly what's going to happen, your attention's going to go back to this and it's going to start this whole process again, delay what you want. So that's why they're saying just know that whatever it was that you started on, like I said, I reckon about 6 months ago, so maybe around the start of the year, or whatever you wanted to look at healing or whatever, like, yeah, happens when you least expect it. So basically, guys, that energy is telling me keep going, do what you do. Don't worry about this stuff. Don't let this message dictate or allow you to fixate. Just know that something that you sort of gave up on is about to work out or come in better. Even better is what I'm hearing. So, yeah, that's it. That's it from me. All right, guys, they close me down. I will speak to you soon. As always, let me know if this resonates in the comments. And yeah, have a fantastic week.